And what's happening, everybody? Mr. Gooniac here. Getting back to doing this live streaming thing again. Sorry for hearing and seeing stuff in the background, but we got moving stuff around in this area right now. I got some stuff to sort, which is all in that basket right there. Anyway, so what's up, everybody? Thanks to all of you that have decided to come spend some time with me this evening. Got a little bit of good stuff to talk about here, since there's a lot of things that have been going on in the hobby in the last few weeks, and I was able to take advantage of one of those deals, but we'll talk about that a little bit. In the meantime, I'm going to shout out all the people that are here early on in the stream. So Mr. Jeff in Laura, Alabama is here. What's up? Thanks for being here for a little bit and staying up as long as you can, because it's late over there, I know that. But Jeff in LA, what is up? Mr. Mike Bird, what's up with you? Thanks for being here. I know that the time zone is different for you as well. And Mr. Slapnuts, yes, we're going to talk about that. Don't worry, we're going to talk about that. But yes, good to see you here, Spencer. Thanks for being here and your commentary as always. Let's see who else. Mr. JCB67, what's up with you? Thank you for being here. Who else? Victor RC Jets, he is here as well. What's up, Victor? Let's get out of there. See who else. Let's see some more people. And whoever else shows up in the meantime, I will shout you out as I see you. But now there's Mr. RC Pilot. Well, what's up, Will? Thanks for being here. I know it's late over there too, but I appreciate you being here. But yeah, so we're going to talk about some stuff today, guys. Kind of keeping up with what's going on in the hobby, which is cool. We've got some stuff coming out that was not expected, but still pretty cool. And like I said, I was able to take advantage of one of those, which was pretty cool. And I'm still waiting on that one from Ali. I hope I didn't just get AliExpressed, because I'm supposed to have that thing 2 weeks ago and I ain't got it. So we're gonna have to see. I might have to get my money back. It says it's shipped, but it's probably lost in the ocean somewhere. And yes, Jeff, I get it because I am usually up by 4:45, 5 a.m. in the morning. So I understand. Don't worry. But I appreciate you putting in the effort. Even if you can't make it the whole way, I do appreciate it. But so for those of you that have been paying attention, if you look in the description of the video, you will see that I've listed some things to talk about. And we may as well get started on that right now. So the one that surprised me the most was this thing. I'm gonna put the link in the chat there so you guys can see it. But did it end already? I think I forgot to put it on repeat. No, I did. Okay, so anyway, I'll put it in the chat. Then I'm going to put it on the screen here so you can see. But this is the one that surprised me. I think I've flown one of these back in the days, but they had a 50 millimeter fan that's made for a 50. So things have changed a lot since this first came out. But the first plane that's up is the Hobby King. It's a 635 millimeter EDF, and it's just one of the simple 3-channel planes. But they went through and they did some things. They reinforced it. They added some reinforcement under the front. They added some what do you call it? I need to look at the plane so I can see what I'm thinking. They added some servo guards so that because it doesn't have landing gear. They also upgraded the fan. The fan's a little weird, but it is still cool. It's a cool fan. It is a it's an 8-blade, which is different. You know, we're used to seeing something along the lines of you know, either a 10-blade or a 12-blade. Seeing an 8-blade is a little different, but that just shows you how old this thing is. But the main thing is they upgraded the size, so they went from a 50 millimeter up to a 64 millimeter 8-blade, and then they it has a 3300 kV motor, 50 amp brushless ESC, and then it's got some 9-gram servos as well. So that's pretty cool. But the biggest thing, the most important thing about this is the price. I mean, sheesh, where can you find something that's 64 millimeter and it's a reasonably high performance plane for $129.99? I mean, come on, that's pretty dang good. So that's something worth looking at if you haven't already. I put it in my car. So basically, this is the way it went. They put the video up before they actually put the product out. So as soon as I saw it and I saw that it was in stock, boom, I clicked order. Now here's the thing. I got it in a day. One day I got it. So, and it's mainly because it's down in LA over there where Victor is. Probably get to Victor even sooner. But I see somebody else just showed up. So J-Man, what is happening? Thanks for being here. I see you. And thanks for coming to participate in this chat. Very much appreciate it. And guys, while you're here, don't forget to hit the like. If you haven't subscribed, be sure to subscribe. And when you do subscribe, be sure to hit the bell so that you'll see whenever there is a new video or something posted. So like, share, comment, subscribe, all that goodness. And yeah, so anyway, let's get back to what we were doing, what we're talking about here. It's the little L39. Now, all the videos that I've seen, there's a couple of videos that I've seen, but every single one of them has a fan that's out of balance. John VHRC, he hasn't flown his yet, but he has a build video, which was cool to see. GB Linden just posted a video. I haven't taken a look at that yet, but I got to support my guys because they always support me. So I'm going to make sure to put those out and look at those and share those. But every single video that I've seen of it flying, even the one with Stuart from Hobby King, it had a fan that was very out of balance. So you know me, I'm going to figure out how to get that fan, take it out, and we're going to balance it so that it will sound buttery smooth, so that we don't have to hear it. And that'll actually increase the performance too. So, you know, that's one of the things that I try to do here on the channel is post how-tos and post how to make things that you've got that are good, just that little bit better. So, and as an added bonus, I got that plane. Like I said, I got it in barely a day when I ordered it. So just because it's down in LA, and they They didn't use FedEx. They used a shipper called On Track. I see them all over the place. I see a guy here regularly too, but it showed up. I've got it here. So towards the after we go through and talk about these planes, I'm going to do a quick unboxing so we can see what's in there, and hopefully I'll be able to get that thing going here pretty soon. But so yeah, so don't forget, if you want to get links to this, you can look at what I did, what I posted in the chat, or you can just go back to the description of the video, and I posted the links there. There should be 4 links there for you to see. The first one, like I said, was the Hobby King, and this has been out for a while, but they made some upgrades, and it's actually upgrades that will make this plane just that much better. It looks really good for what it is, and I've actually seen a full-scale plane with that same scheme that flew over one of the events that we had in San Martin. So it's actually kind of cool. But yeah, so that's it. It is $129.99, a freaking screaming deal. I was able to get that plane and 4 or 5, I don't remember, 4 or 5 orange receivers for under $200. So Hobby King is doing what they're supposed to do by making this hobby affordable, and they're actually making decent stuff. So, you know, a lot of people complain about Hobby King and you know, talk about how bad they are and all the stuff they do. And what's up, Threadbare, and how you doing? Howdy. So yeah, so check that out. That's a freaking killer deal. Really impressed with what I saw there, and it's mainly just because of the price and because they are, you know, they're still making this hobby affordable. Not everyone else that's on my list will necessarily be included in that, but still, it's good to see. So anyway, that's number 1 on the list, is the Hobby King. There's another Hobby King one here too, but we'll get to that later. So the next one on the list is from E-flite. I wasn't expecting that. And I think it's a remake of a plane that they've done before, but it is actually been updated quite a bit. And they put some modern touches on it, which is pretty good. But it is the E-flite SNJ5, aka AT6 Texan. And they've got a couple different versions of it. As usual, they have the 1.5 millimeter plug and play, and then they have the AS3X Plus and Safe Select version, which is the BNF Basic. And it's got the older, I think, late 1930s scheme, which is cool. But it's a 1.5 meter, which is it's a good size. I think they had one of these back in the days, but I don't think that they were nearly as good as what this one should be. So yeah, J-Man, check it out. I just posted it on the screen there. And you can click the link in the description, or you can click the link that I just put there in the chat. It looks pretty good. It looks very good. The video, it flies pretty good. It has good landing gear. The detail's really good. For $299.99, that's not a bad price for a 1.5 millimeter plane. It's a little bit more for the receiver. I think $380, but still the receiver costs more than that. So it's worth it. Definitely something worth taking a look at. But and it's going to have, I think it's all pre-order, so they're not going to have it until like a week from today. But definitely something worth looking at. Looks like it has all the stuff that needs to be done. I don't know who makes this for them, but it's a good looking plane. Definitely worth checking out. And yeah, the old V1 was blue and gray, or blue and silver. It did fly really good. I think this was just going to be a little bit better. But yeah, so that's just what recently came out. I don't know if that's what I'm going to get, just because I don't really have much of a thing for Texans, the plain Texans. So I don't know, but we'll see. But definitely worth checking out. This AS3X Plus has actually turned out to be really good. I haven't used it yet, but just the regular AS3X from the AR637s I've actually really enjoyed that. It worked really good. I have to update the firmware for some of this other stuff, but once I do, it will be ready to go. Jono, what is up, Mr. Jono? How you doing? Thanks for being here. I don't know what time it is where you are, but I do appreciate you being here. So thank you for being here. And yeah, J-Man, check it out. There are some new planes. There have been a couple other planes too. I'm just going to mention a couple today. The ones that, and yes, it flies great. There's a little kid that I fly with. I was just looking at videos. He's not a kid anymore. He's a full-on teenager now. But little Jack, he used to have one. He flew it, and it was great. Flew really good. It was one of his favorite planes. But yeah, this one looks good. I like these colors. These are much brighter, vibrant colors, so it'll be a lot easier to see. That looks like late 30s, early 40s sort of livery. So that's pretty good. So that's the next one. So then let's move on to one that I've had in the past, which was a very cool plane. The one from the past, it took them a while to get it updated. So this is a release from Freewing. They've updated their 64 millimeter A10. So I had the V1. I had to do extensive modifications to it myself because the V1 was an older style model. It had the 5-blade fans. It had non-shock absorbing gear with little plastic covers. And it had underrated ESCs. So it was a basic plane. It had armament and such, but it was really floppy. I ended up putting in carbon spars. I'll leave that up for now. I ended up putting up carbon spars, little carbon spars in the wing. I changed the gear so that they would be shock absorbing. I took some gear from an F5 and adapted it to make it work. But it was a fun plane to mod. I put 12-blade fans in it. I had some 12 blades that were originally not XRP, changed Sun, but I ended up changing those to the better fans, which are called QX motor, but I called them eBay fans at the time. And I got the thing to sound like a freaking turbine, which is really good, just with some basic balancing. But as it is right now, if you look at Freewing Motion RC's site, you can see all the stuff that they've done to it. So they've made the wings detachable. They're going to be the quick connects with those little push buttons, and then they're also going to have the plug-in wings with the where you don't have to worry about servo wires or any of that. They have the little slime lights included. They have LEDs in the wings. They have armament. They have shock absorbing gear. So they've really full-on upgraded it. The engine nacelles can be pulled out without having to fish with wires. They have bullets that are already set up there. They have all of the scale details with the water slide. They're already pre-applied, but the water slide decals. They have rivet detail. The landing gear looks really good. So they went through and made some major updates. They put plastic in places there where it needed it. So it's been actually fully updated, and it looks really good. Price is a little steep, in my opinion. It's a $489, but yeah, it's still pretty cool. They've got, considering what it is and considering all that's been done, they've made some pretty good updates to the plane. So you may want to check that out. It's got 2200 kV outrunners, but they are 12 blades, which is good. So it's going to have really good performance, and it's going to sound good too. So definitely worth checking out. That's at Motion RC. And I put the link there in the description so you can check it out. Definitely worth checking out. I mean, this is just one group of planes. There is other stuff out there that you may want to look at too, but that's just what we're going with for right now. So who else is there? Somebody else has popped in here. Paul McNeil, what's up with you? Thank you for being here, buddy. Very much appreciate it. So yeah, I see people going on about the chat. So Mike Bird, and yes, G-Man, high wing prop plane with, what do they call that? The Aero Scout. That's a good plane. especially if it's got a safe in it. And if you have anybody that could help you, that would be good too, because you don't want to start teaching yourself any bad habits. Because when you tend to learn on your own, it ends up causing you to do things somewhat out of desperation, and then you could end up creating some bad habits that may not be good. So it's always good to have somebody help you. But and yes, Victor, that stuff, the plug-in wings, having all the servo connectors there on that one connection, that just makes things so much easier. So much easier. So that's pretty cool. So it's updated and updated by quite a bit. And yeah, Aeroscout. Now there's a plane that I like that I've actually, there's two. There's the Bixler and there's also the Sky Surfer. It's the same sort of plane. But I don't know if they still make a Sky Surfer, but the Sky Surfer is really good. The Sky Surfers, you can make those fly like anything. You can make it fly like a Warbird. You can make it fly like almost like a 3D aerobatic plane. You can make it fly like a regular glider, or you can make it fly like an EDF. So it just depends on what you want to do. I like to teach people with the, I'd say Aeroscout's kind of similar, but I prefer the Sky Surfer type plane, because you can those are really versatile. You can do a lot with them. You can make them do pretty much whatever you want to do. And yes, what the Fred Barron just said, definitely that. A simulator is really, 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 really good. That's probably the best place to start. Don't even start with the plane. Start with the sim. And they can even have lessons on a sim that can show you how to do what it is that you need to do. That will save you money big time. It will teach you a lot of what it is that you need to know. And then when it's time to get a plane, it'll just make it that much easier. But definitely do what the Fred Barron said. Yeah, good advice there, Fred. Get a sim, start with a sim, and then you can actually get a plane that you're familiar with from flying it on the simulator. So yeah, definitely do that. Good job, Fred Barron. So one last plane that we're going to talk about here, and then we're going to get to the unboxing of my new hobby wing bird. But this is another hobby wing bird. This is the, and this is another one that a couple of people have already reviewed. A lot of people reviewed it already. But it is the Grand Tundra from Hobby King, the Avios Grand Tundra 2. And it's got lots and lots and lots of stuff done to it to make it the awesome plane. So I've seen Stewart's video. I've seen, who else? I've seen Brian Phillips do his video. I can't skip over. But yeah, there's been quite a few people who've done. GB did a video on it. I think that John VHRC's done a video too. Jay Kujan. Quite a few people did videos of it. But the plane is a very versatile platform. You can do a lot with it. Let me get the link up there so you guys can see. Keep up with the chat too. But it is the Grand Tundra from Hobby King. There it is right there. And yes, as Jeff in Lower Alabama was saying, the V1 was an amazing stall plane. This is a really good plane. Hobby King has done a really good job with it. The first one, like he was saying, was a great plane. This one's 1700 millimeters. They say it has extreme stall capability. It's got 6S power. I think you can fly it on 6S or 4S. Just depends on what you want to do. Got a really wide flight envelope. You could do pretty much slow speed, high speed. You could even do some pretty extreme aerobatics if you want to. You could even use it as an FPV platform if you like. Now, the biggest thing on this new one is that the landing gear has been beefed up quite a bit, and they add some actual air inflatable tires. But the landing gear is really cool. They put a lot of time and effort into it to make it that much better. It's got a big 50 by 55 motor, 500 kV. An 80 amp reversing ESC with XT90s on it. It uses a 15 by 8 prop. So it's a big plane. It has an optional FPV canopy, and there's a dome spinner nut as well if you want. So yeah, it's a big plane. It's got a cool battery tray that goes in there. It's really not that bad in price when you think about it. It's $350. It's got pretty much everything you need. Looks like it's still not in stock yet, but it will be in about 5 days. Take a look at that, the link that I posted, and it will take you there. But it's a cool plane. There have been a lot of videos. People can do a lot with that plane. It's got barn door flaps. Those flaps will go all the way down. It's got LEDs. It's got a decent paint job. It's very visible. So, and it runs on a variety of batteries. All different kind of batteries will fit in that thing. So it's just up to you as to what you want to do with it. But it's another one of those crazy versatile planes. And it's affordable for what it is. It's really big. And I think it has, you can, 3,500 to 5,000 4S or 4,500 to 6,000 6S. Is it 4S or 6S? What is it? Either way, you've got choices. 500 kV seems like a 6S. But yeah, you've got choices to make this thing work. So it's really cool. Take a look. The link is there. And I'm just trying to keep people updated on some of the newer stuff coming out. And then there's Fred Barron posting something for J-Man. So J-Man, check that out. The what is that? The Aero Scout. Yeah, with the simulator. So yeah, so then you get the sim with the plane so that you can actually learn how to do it. Yeah, so let's keep up with the chat. Everybody's talking. There are none. They're pretty good planes. There are some build things that people freak out about, but you know, it's really not that big of a deal. If you're a real modeler, it's not that big of a deal. What else? And yeah, the V1 had great gear too. It's just, I think that this newer one's a little different, mainly because they don't have those weird foam wheels that they used to have. These are actual rubber inflatable wheels. So yeah. So there are some other things going on. Yeah, Jeff uses a 4006S. It's really versatile though. The tray, you can put lots of different batteries in there. So it's pretty much up to you what you want to do. So that's it for that stuff. Let's just see if there's anybody that's got questions for anything. But if anybody does, go ahead and throw it out there now. Like I said, I'm trying to keep my live streams for now right around an hour. I don't like taking them too much longer than an hour, just to keep people interested. Once I can get to where I have a bigger audience of people coming in, then I might take a little bit more time. But what I have right now is more than enough, and I do appreciate everybody that's coming in. When they do to come in here to talk, it's very much appreciated. And I'm just doing this because it's fun, and hoping that you guys will get into this hobby. Well, hoping to get people into this hobby as much as possible, because you know, it's fun. It's a good stress relief. So let's see, we got somebody in there. There's Bill Longquist. What's a good ESC to pair with a Freewing 64mm EDF? You can go with the Freewing ESCs. If it's going to be 2500 and 6S, you're probably going to want at least 70 to 80 amps. And they have the Freewing. Freewing has a 70 amp ESC if you want to go with their stuff. Let's see if I can find it off their website, and I'll post it in there for you. Mechatronics, they made their stuff a little hard to figure out now. Where they put it in power, but 50 to the Freewing does make ESCs, and if you get them off of their website, power, there we go. Electric motors. Let's go to ESCs, aircraft ESCs. Okay, there we go. Found it. So they've got a few different brands on Motion RC's site, but most of what they put in their airplanes is going to be Freewing, which is also considered hobby wing. I Let me see if I can pull it up if I pull up their planes. So I'm going to go to their website. I'm on their website. Let's go to airplanes. Go to jets. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to use just the ESC that they've got for the A10. And they've got a Freewing. Do they have those in there? I don't know if I see the ESC. They're twin ESCs, but they're 40s. Okay. These are 4S though. So let's see if we've got, oh, they do have the Zeus. Oh, people are asking about the Zeus turbine version, and they do have the turbine version now. Okay, so okay, so let's take a look real quick. I'm just kind of glancing really quick to see what I can find. Spare parts. Don't have a whole, there we go. They don't have ESCs? What's up with this? Freewing doesn't have any ESCs in there right now. There we go. So this is what they're recommending for this is an 80 amp. It's always better to go a little bigger than you need instead of being too small. So here you go. This is, I'm posting it in the chat right now. That's from Motion RC. And that is an 80 amp ESC with the 5 amp UVEC. It's better to go over than under. If you go under, then chances are you're probably going to overheat the thing and it won't be good. But Bill Momquist, take a look in the chat. I posted it there so you can see. Now, you can also go look at Hobby King. They have ESCs as well, and I think they have them in different increments. So you could even go from a 60 to a 70 if you like. The Aerostars that they sell are pretty good because those are reversible. They also have their own Hobby King version of ESCs as well, which are pretty good. So definitely worth checking those out. But they've got a couple different, I think they have ESCs that are made for certain planes. So it depends on what plane that it is that you're going to be putting it in, Bill. But you might be able to find what you need on there. There's a couple different places you can go for those type of things. I'd say one of the best just for bargains is going to be Hobby King. But you can get it from pretty much anywhere that sells RC planes. So yeah, there's that. So if we don't have any other questions, then I'm just going to transition over to getting the plane set up for you guys to look at. I will leave I'll turn the camera off, but I will leave the mic on so that I can set up because it's just going to be right here next to me. But we're going to get the Hobby King L39 that I was able to pick up. We're going to get that done and open up, see what's inside, and then see what it's going to take to get that thing together. And hopefully soon I'll be able to get some of this stuff on video and in the air so that you guys can see. I haven't been doing nearly enough flying because I've been doing too much working and actually doing a lot of stuff with my cars, actual cars. So it's high time that I get out and do some more flying. So let's see here. I'm gonna go to there, and I'm gonna go to here, to there. All right, guys, I got to go away for just a second, but I will be back. Okay, so can you guys hear me now? Because I've got the other one set up, and we're going to check this out. Get this unboxed. I literally got this within a day of me ordering it. So, pretty impressed with how Hobby King's working now. We've got a warehouse here in Los Angeles now, which is cool. So, this makes things faster. So, this is the plane. Doesn't really say anything that's going to mean anything to us, but let's see what else there is. Nope. Got the address and all that other stuff there, which we don't need to see. But we've got the plane. So let's get it open. I think they opened the box because I ordered some receivers. So, and I'm going to be using an orange receiver in here because it's a Hobby King plane. Why not use a Hobby King receiver, right? So let me check and see if you guys can hear okay. I see there's been 14 chats. Bill Momkus, hope that helped. But yeah, let's check this out. So guys, I'm going to have a hard time looking at the chat just because I don't have anything set up with me right now. But we're going to get this thing opened up and get into the box. But the box looks really good. It's a good looking plane. I've got to check out the contents because I don't remember exactly what's in there. I think that those wing tanks are actually magnetic. But let's set this open and see. So let's turn the back here. So I'm going to open the back of the box to make it easier to pop out. So I don't have to deal with that whole vacuum thing. Pop it out like that. I think that's where my extra receivers are. That's cool. They're going to have to open the box. So just put it right there. That's good enough for now. But I ordered, like I said, I was able to order the plane and the receivers. All of this was under $200. So that was really cool. I like being able to, I like basically things being affordable. Everything's gotten so expensive. I mean, look at that A10. The plane that used to be, I think it was, what, $249 when I bought it, was ready to go with everything. It had ESCs, it had fans, it had all of that. And I was able to get it for $249. Or I think it was $199 at the time. I don't remember. But everything's gotten so expensive. So, all these receivers and this plane were under $200. Quite a bit under $200. So, that was good. And I will be powering and flying this plane, not powering, but flying this plane with a Hobby King orange receiver. Had very good luck with those. No issues, no range issues. No problems at all. It's been really good. So here we go. And again, Hobby King has done a really good job packaging. So before I pull everything apart, let's just show how they did everything. And yeah, so these things are magnetic, which is cool. That makes it easy for landing on the grass. They're just going to pop off if you happen to snag them on something. But there's the horizontal stab, the wings, the instructions right here. Quick setup guide. So Hobby King, like I said, they've been doing a really good job with just keeping everything simple. This is very well packaged. I mean, it's really insulated pretty well. So, and it looks like it's not super easy to get out, which is also good. So it just means that they put that little bit of extra time in there to make sure that the thing was protected in transit, and that's really good. So I appreciate that from them. And let's get all the bits out. So there are the wingtips. As you can see, there's magnets in there on the ends, so they'll just pop out if there's a rough landing. Pop that out through the bottom. And we'll slide this out. Put that over there. So here's the main wing. Hard to believe there's a lot of planes where this would pretty much be like a horizontal stabilizer. But this is the actual wing of the plane. So this is going to be a speedy little bird. It has, and like I said, it's got the servo covers because it's going to be landing on the grass, which is really good. That'll help prevent it from hurting the servos. This is the older style servo connector, which is not one of my favorites, but they do work, and they work fairly well. That makes it for fine tuning and adjustments. That's really good. But that's there. Hobby King servos. There's the servo connectors. The ailerons are not scale, because the ailerons normally on L39 are pretty big and on one side. But this is going to make for a really responsive roll rate, which is good. The other thing I like that they did here, they put carbon fiber on the trailing edge to make sure that this is made stronger. So it's pretty cool. Panel lines, all that. It is bare foam, which is annoying, but for $129.99, you can't complain. So, but it's a very well hard packed EPO foam, and it's got graphics on it too, which is good. So there we go. I think this is a glue-on wing, but we will find that out in a bit. So this is the horizontal stabilizer. It's very well detailed with this checker print. Looks pretty good. One thing I need to go over is that I'm not going to do the usual hinge work because it's still in the bag. I'm not going to open it. I'm just doing a basic unbox for now. And then let's get the main fuse out. This is the fuse. There's a fan in there. The paint's pretty good. Paint's in decent shape. The foam is really hard. EPO can either be soft or be hard. And this EPO is in pretty good shape. It's pretty hard. So it's not one of those where you're just by picking it up, you're going to dent it. I'm going to open this because I want to see all the extra pieces inside. So I want to get to the ESC, the connector, all that stuff. So open. Yeah, I just launched it onto the ground. Way to go, Ray. So I don't think it hurt anything. Nope, it did not. We're good. But this is what I was talking about. They reinforced the bottom. That's hard plastic. This is hard plastic. That not only protects the bottom, but strengthens the nose. So that's good. There's inside lots of room for the battery. There's the servo for the elevator. There's an XT60 connection for the battery. Servo connection for the ESC. And there's the fan. I like the way they have it ducted like that. That's pretty cool. It's going to help quite a bit with the getting it in there. And then let's look at this. It's got a magnet here and a magnet here. That's a pretty snappy connection, so it's not going to, nothing's going to pop off. That's pretty cool. That's good. Then let's look inside and the back. You can see the EDF unit. It is an 8-blade. And it's got a contoured bell, which is cool. So this is one, and they say there's supposed to be a hatch on top. Yeah, there is a hatch right there. It just sits right there. 50 amp Hobby King ESC. There's the contoured bell like I was talking about, which is cool. I think that they glued this in place. So I might have to find a way to finagle that out to get it to balance. But this is all magnetic, which is cool. It's a little too clumsy in my opinion. This is interesting what they did here. They did that to make it so that it would fit over the new 64 that they put in there. I'll figure out a way to get that out so that I can balance it. There is a thrust tube in here. That's kind of cool. So there's a thrust tube in there too. So this is fairly well thought out. It's a simple plane, but it is very well thought out. So I can appreciate that. Yeah, and the ESC, somebody dropped something off. The ESC is in the Airstream, right there behind the fan unit. So that should be pretty good. Keep it cool. All right. There's that. One last piece. And this is just a vertical stab. There is no rudder. For this type of plane, that's actually fine. But there is no rudder. And they have two different fins. Oh, check that out. Or is that just something? No, it's not two fins. It's one fin. That's just to protect it. But there's the fin with the nice paint and graphics on there. And then that goes in. I'll have to read the guide later, but that's pretty much it. There's really simple parts count. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that's it. Really simple, and I'm liking simple as of late. I don't want things to be overly complicated. I want them to be easy. I spent too much time with all this complicated stuff. You know, sometimes it's best to just get a plane that you can throw it in the back of the car, have the batteries charged, and then just be ready to go. When you pull it out of the car, do your simple basic checks and go. And that's basically where I am right now. I have some of the bigger planes that I've taken the time with, and I'd rather this be simple. I don't want it to be so freaking complicated. But there's nothing wrong with things being complicated if that's what you want to do. I just want things to be easy. It's been a lot of time with all these things that just ended up taking up too much time and effort. This is going to go together quick. This is going to be ready to go fairly quickly. I'll still have to work on a way to balance that EDF. I'll have to figure out a way to get that thing out. But if not, I'll just leave it as it is and fly it like it is. So, but that's that. Again, like I said, Hobby King has been doing really good with the simple, affordable, easy to fly planes. So 4,000 kV, 8-blade fan on a 2200 4S. This thing's going to scoot. So it should be plenty fast. I'm just going to use the basic batteries. If I decided to go SMC or something high voltage, it would be even better. But hey, check it out. That's it. Hobby King's doing a great job. Very happy with it. So let's get this off, and then we will get back to the regular view, and we will get back to what we were talking about before. So I'll be back in a little bit. All right, so we're back here on the mic. I've got to move a couple things around, so I don't have the camera back on yet. I will have it back on, but let me catch up on the chat here. Take a little bit of water, but so let's catch up on the chat, and then let's get back. I got my kids just got back home, so they're going to be walking through the door in a little bit right behind me. But anyway, let's see. Get caught up. Yeah, it is a great value. Hopefully, Mike Bird, I hope you're able to see in the canopy. But I think I showed enough in there. But and yes, the L39s are meant to be trainers, but they are pretty fast little planes when it comes to the speed. They're easy to fly, but they're quick. So I got to catch up on the chat here. I see you guys are talking a little bit. J-Man's been looking for a speaker box for his crawler. Fred Barron has been working on trucks and stuff. Let's see. You guys are talking about Bluetooth stuff for trucks. And yes, I did see that they have that turbine thing on the Freewing site. I wasn't expecting to see it there, but yeah, it's expensive. But I was surprised to see it, $869. I think that they had to put it on there because they could see it other places, but not there at Motion RC. I'm going to post it in the chat right now. But yeah, so they have the turbine version of the Zeus. So J-Man's got stuff he's going to get. Let's see. I got to take a look at some of the stuff you do, J-Man. I need to check out your site. And I did something RC a while ago. It was quite a while ago. I made a Power Wheels RC and put lights on it and signals and a stereo. I put a whole bunch of stuff in it and made it work. But that was a one-off thing. Quite a bit of money went into it and time went into it. I don't know if they actually kept it and what they did, but yeah, it was fun. But yeah, this Hobby King, the Hobby King deal is pretty cheap, only $129.99, and you get a plane that's fairly well put together, and you don't have to worry too much about all the extras. You can get a plane with battery receiver. You can have the plane ready to go, and it's only about $160. So that's not a bad deal. But yeah, if you are planning on learning how to fly, start with the sim, J-Man. That's the best way to do it. For sure, the best way to do it. But anyway. And yeah, it doesn't matter how small, how large, doesn't matter. I still want to check out what you're doing. I've been checking out OG's page, Ty's page, just bashing it. A few of Louis Fix It and a few of the other guys been checking out those pages. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for me today, guys. I said I want to keep it around an hour. We're right around an hour. If there's anything else you guys wanted to talk about, feel free to say that now. But otherwise, I plan on getting going so I can put this thing away and get it back in the in the box so I can put it together at a later date. Fun Zone is a fun place to be. That is one of the funniest chats you can be on. Ty is pretty good at what he does, and he is able to get lots of people in there chatting, which is really cool. And I make sure to get in there when I can to fraternize with the RC community. But anyway, that's pretty much it. I do plan on getting back to some flying, hoping to get out and fly this weekend. On Saturday, the weather looks like it's going to cooperate. Orange RX. This is the simplest of the orange. This is the 6-channel. And I've had very good luck with these. They have been I'm damn near bulletproof for my planes. I have some of the older V1s with satellite that are still working to this day. They're DSM-2. I've used them everywhere around anything. They work wonderful. So the new ones that I've gotten, that I put in some of my newer little racer planes, and in one of my 50mm jets, incredible. 0 issues, no issues whatsoever. I have no problems with orange. No problems. They've been great. If you don't want to spend an arm and a leg, these were $17 or $19 or $17 a piece, something like that. I used to get these for $6.99 back in the days. And then they had them with actual satellites, so you can get $6.99 plus $5.99, and it was a $12 receiver. And it worked incredible. Well, $13, but worked great. So, Michael Bear, what's up? Good to see you on here, me friend. But that's pretty much it for today, guys. Hopefully, I'll have some footage for me to post over from this weekend. Hopefully, I'll be able to. And I want to get a couple planes. I got a redo some new planes. Where do you buy the gyros, Rick? Good question. So Motion RC has a simple version of a gyro called an Eagle. I think it's Eagle A2 or no, A3L. They have that one, Motion RC. That's if you just want to get a standalone gyro. They have a couple new gyros that are built into receiver flight controllers for some of the newer planes. But there are also the receivers that have AS3X built in, which is going to be Horizon Hobby. Those are going to be a little bit more expensive. But they're worth the money. They're good. Definitely worth it. There's lots you can do with them. But the basic gyros you can get through Motion RC, the A3L. It's in there. Good question, Rick. Thanks for asking. And I'll hang out because I see there's a few more people, so we'll still stay on for a little bit more and we can still talk a little bit more. But Rick, thanks for being here. Not sure if I've seen you on here before, but I do appreciate you being here. Let me see if I can find it, and I could just throw the link there in there for you to see. Hammer. I don't know where they put gyros. Electronics. There we go. There we go. Airplane gyros. So yeah, they've got a couple different ones. Freewing has a gyro now, and it's for $38.99. Then there's the A3L. There's a couple different. Yeah. So here, just take a look at this. This link. There's several different ones on there. Rick, I just posted it in the chat there for you to see. And the first time I've been watching. Oh, well, thanks. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming by. But yeah, and you can leave questions on any videos. Usually I answer pretty quickly if I don't miss it. Sometimes I do miss them. But take a look at the link. You're very welcome. Donson Henry, what's up? And yes, Hobby Eagle. Big Jim asked, what transmitter do you use with the oranges? So I've always been a Spectrum guy. I had the Spectrum DX6i to start with my electric planes back in the days. Kept that for a while, then moved on to the DX9. Kept that for a while. I still have it actually, but it needs to be repaired. And I got the NX10, but I've used Spectrum stuff. Spectrum have been no problem with the oranges. They work great. They do have the orange, orange transmitters too. You can just buy those. Those aren't bad. Just depends on what you want to do. So yeah, but that's pretty much it for that. But yeah, so guys, if there's anything that you think of later that you want to ask questions about, you can always just comment to this, and I'll still get the comments. But I'm here to try to help people out. I've been at this hobby for a long time, over 40 years now. I started when I was 9, so now I'm at 50. So it's been what, 41 years. I've been doing it for a long time. Radio Master's pretty good. There's the FR Sky stuff is good too. I just don't have the patience to learn all the new stuff. I'm just going to stick with what I know for now. Yeah, Radio Master's cool because you can do so many different protocols with no issue. But yeah. So anyway, take a look at that link. If you want the easiest hobby eagle, it's the A3 Lite. I think it's only $32. But they have the Pro. You can do a little bit more with that, but that's more complicated. And then the Super, you can do even more with it. This one from Freewing, I don't know much about it. I don't know if there's any way to add, to change things about it or not, but there's that. There's also another receiver called Lemon RX. They have a gyro system that's pretty easy. I have the older style Lemon RX, which were analog, but really good. I still use them in a lot of my planes. I'm going to use, I can't see right now, but I'm going to use one of those in one of the new planes that I just got because they're just so easy and they work so good. But anyway, check out, let me see if I can find it. I haven't looked up RC Juice in a while. But RC Juice, that's where I've gotten a lot of my Lemon RX from. It's been a long time since I've been on that site. But I'm not sure if they still have it. Because they had little, yeah, there they are. Steering control, there they are. Receivers and accessories, yeah, so, but they're all sold out pretty much. So if you're looking for gyros and receivers, take a look here. RC Juice is good. And if you're into cars, which I know a few of you guys are, RC Juice has lots of car related stuff, so they're really good for that. But Lemon RX has a 10 channel receiver with a gyro built in, and they have a 7 channel receiver with a gyro built in. So, and they're not expensive, so you know. They have a regular 6 channel for $25.99 for the receiver, and then the one with telemetry is $35. So yeah, there's other things. Lots of different ways to do it. I trust Lemon RX with all of my stuff. Most of my planes use Lemon RX, so they're pretty good. Also, Rick, looks like you got yourself a good deal there. And since you're actually chatting on here, I'm going to throw you a wrench. But thanks for coming by and actually saying something. So let's see. So very cool. IX20. Those are good. Those are good radios. I know several people with them with no issues. It is a little bit of a steep learning curve, but it's one that you will benefit from pretty good, especially considering all the stuff you can do once you get the hang of it. So definitely worth it. It's a good deal. So that's pretty much it, guys. I think I'm going to get going because my voice is starting to falter from all the yammering. But I do appreciate all y'all for being here. And Buddy RC, that's it. Buddy RC, Donson Henry, you got me. That's what I was going to say. Buddy RC, I spent a lot of time getting ESCs, other accessories from them too. So yeah, Buddy RC, those are good people. Thank you. But they have everything. They have chargers too. Get FPV is another one where you can buy stuff that you need. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks to everyone for being here. I'm going to get going, but I will leave up the chat for a few minutes until I see everybody get out of here. But I'll leave and some extra music playing for those of you that like or dislike it. So that'll be it. But do appreciate y'all. Thanks for being here. Stay tuned for the shorts, short videos, not shorts, short videos that I post. I'm posting quite a few of them. And the ones going up this week were throwback to when Nate and I were park flying with EDF. So be sure to take a look at those. But anyway, that's it. Have a good night, and I will talk to y'all later.